Hey Crown Content Publications followers, viewers, and supporters. Thank you for clicking on my video again, tuning in, trying to see what it is I have to say today. If you're new to my channel, we are, of course, we're Publishing and Marketing Meet, home of the entrepreneurship supporters. And if you'd like to learn more about our mission to service freelancers and entrepreneurs and authors just like you, visit my website, www.contentcrownpublications.com. This is where you can find a list of services, learn a little bit more about our mission, and even make donations and contribute to our new mission to also begin to help the community of homeschool parents out there, okay? This will look like supporting them with supplies, tools, and resources to help them become the most successful homeschool parents possible, okay? If you saw the title of this video, it said pretty much road rage, and why is road rage percentages increasing in 2022? Maybe you haven't seen the articles floating around here yet, but I've been watching them closely, and you know, many different media platform reporters are noticing that not only has road rage numbers gone up, the type of situations, right? There was a circumstance, guys, like this happened recently. Y'all can go Google it. I want to say it happened in Houston, but it might not have been Houston. Once again, I'm just a commenter on things. I don't really just write articles or nothing like that, but we have just started our new newsletters, but that's just to kind of update our followers and supporters and clients like with what Crown Publishing Content is doing. So excuse me for not knowing exactly where this happened, but if you just Google man follows woman into a yard and runs her over, you're gonna find information about it. So let's talk about that. What happened on the road to where this woman ends up jumping out of her car and literally running through people's lawns, and he's still in his car, this aggressive driver. Well, I'm going to say this road rager, because we're about to talk about how aggressive driving and road rage is two different things, okay? But this road rager follows her. Y'all, he gets off the road. He ain't on the road no more. He follows her, and she's running on foot, and the man runs her over in somebody's yard, y'all. Neighbors and everybody that saw it was stunned. They had their phones out. They were recording it. And I think she did make it. She was just like in critical condition. But being ran over is not a joke. I'm talking about being physically, your human body being ran over. It's not a joke, okay? So let's talk about aggressive driver, and I can admit some of the facts and research I've done was straight from the AAA platform. This is an insurance company / I think roadside assistance company. So you better believe they would have statistical information when it comes to road rage and just car wrecks and the cause of them, okay? Aggressive driving is a factor in at least 45% of all fatal motor vehicle crashes. That is a big number because we know a lot of them come from drunk drivers, a lot of them negligent drivers, or people that just can't drive at all. But to say 45% of all fatal motor vehicle crashes are really from aggressive drivers, that's big. Most drivers will experience actually an angry driver at least once a day on the road. And I know y'all can probably believe that, but it's an interesting fact for you. And then most drivers will admit that, you know, they are aggressive drivers. They don't know that they're aggressive drivers, y'all, but let me tell y'all what aggressive driving looks like. Cutting off others. See, a lot of y'all do that, don't you? Stop it, because you're putting people in the road, on the side of you that were just trying to get to work, that were just trying to get to the store. You're putting them in danger, okay? All right, tailgating. Speeding in heavy traffic. You're cutting through cars, you're going around the outside lanes and everything just to, try to bypass cars that you feel like are going too slow. But it's very dangerous, in case you guys needed a reminder, to speed through traffic at any given time, okay? Running red lights, trying to speed through yellow lights has been a cause that led to many deaths of people on the road. I started off saying, y'all, statistics is saying that just since January of 2022, road rage incidents has actually increased, and they're getting worse. Like, people's patience are getting, a little thinner. What do y'all think? What do y'all think the cause of that might be? Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you ever thought about whether you might be an aggressive driver or not, or what makes you drive the way you do. Because anybody can go past their written and driver's portion, but when they actually get on the road, let's talk about integrity, and it's just them in that car and they don't see any law enforcement around, how are they driving? Are they thinking about the well-being of others who may have children in the car, who may have the elderly in the car, diesel trucks and city transit buses? These are people who are always in the cross line of fire sometimes when car wreck incidents and crashes happen, okay? Now, with road rage, this is what some of the signs. We talked about tailgating, cutting off others, and drivings. I went through with aggressive driving and what those signs look like. Switching lanes constantly, just playing in the road like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It has led to fatalities on the road. Just switching lanes. Weaving in and out of traffic. Definitely running lights. I don't think I have to explain why that is dangerous, okay? Running stop signs. The stop signs are there for a reason, guys, okay? But then we're talking about aggressive driving. You can't be aggressive with people on the road because you're 10 minutes late to work. Because you only have 5 more minutes to get to the post office. You should know to put some time. This just looks like adults needing to remember how scheduling and really working out the schedules in their lives and setting time frames for things is going to be important. That doesn't go anywhere just because we're in the after effects of a pandemic and inflation. I know you guys are irritated, but and gas is high. But if you're going to be out there still driving, now it's just going to, the reason I'm talking like this, to me, it's going to take more individuals doing self-reflection and thinking about their behavior on the road. You can't really control the people around you. What they say, y'all, you're driving for others, not for you. You can't control how everybody else is going to be driving the day you decide to get on the road. And let me put it like this. Every time you go and get in your vehicle, strap that seatbelt on with your insurance and driver's license and registration, it's a risk of your life. Y'all know that when police go in the force and they go to work every day, they say they're risking their lives. When firefighters get in their trucks and they go do their jobs every day, they're risking their lives. But you're doing the same thing every time you decide, look, I'm driving my car today, and I'm going to drive it down 35, I'm going to drive it down 45, I'm going to take this route, that route, because you never know. The way statistics look and the way road rage incidents are happening right now, you don't know who you're going to come across. Excessive honking. I guess I'll share a funny story, y'all. I actually got a ticket for honking before. I didn't know you could do that. But like, pretty much, long story short, it was an undercover in a regular car, like a regular everyday car. She wasn't in uniform. She wasn't, So by the time I got through honking, how she did me, she held her hand out the window and like with her badge, like held it out. I can't really show y'all, but it's like she held it out. All I could do at that point is play like I didn't see it. But it didn't matter if I didn't see it. Her car stayed right behind mine. Outside of her showing that badge, I would have thought she was somebody who got very, very angry that I honked at her and planned to follow me home. But you do have those type of psychos. Anyways, with her being an enforcement, she had a right to follow me home, even if I was going to sit there and play like I didn't see the badge. But I drove so far to where backup came, so they were driving behind her, so I just pulled over, right? And I'm like, what did I do? So she told me the violation I did, which is why she originally honked at me first. But me just being an aggressive driver at freaking 1920, all I knew to do was honk back. And I held it. I was being funny. So she honked, but I'm like, beep. So she honks back, and I do it again. Beep, 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 beep. Like it's a whole war on the road with our horns. And that did end up getting me a ticket. It is what it is. So I'm trying to save y'all. You never know. I mean, that's another reason to be careful on the road. You got undercovers that still ride around out here. Okay? Now, with road rage, it's gonna look different from aggressive driver, because an aggressive driver is just drive. Now, and I tell y'all, it's probably the road ragers who are taking out their frustration on the aggressive drivers. They don't know why they just got cut off on the freeway, but it happened. They're mad about it. But this is what road ragers looks like. Actually causing violence on the road, okay? Or willing to cause violence or put somebody else's life in harm or danger because of something they felt like happened on the road that they didn't agree with. So an aggressive driver is willing to hit you. That's number one. You know you're dealing with an aggressive driver if they hit you, sideswipe you, any of it, right? Bump you, okay? Probably from behind. Headlights or brake, like using their headlights or brakes to intimidate you in any way, shape, or form, like flashing them and or the brakes, just playing with them and stuff. You know what I mean? The reason I feel like it's important to know the signs of aggressive driving and road ragers is because maybe the earlier you see it, I know it's not always possible, but we can save maybe a few more lives or two, because what it is, a lot of the people that are victims of road rage didn't see it coming, right? They just thought it was like a aggressive driver situation. Somebody got mad and they think they're just driving, carrying out their day, finishing their business, but a road rager is still following them. And some of these people are riding around with weapons in the car these days, and they're just at their last wits, guys. They're willing to shoot you, kill you, blow your tires out with the gun. Because you did something they didn't like on the road. This is what we need to be thinking about during gas inflation prices, because this is just my opinion. I told y'all to leave y'all's in the comment, but it's like, why do you think aggressive driving not has only gotten worse, but why do you think road rage incident percentages are rising in 2022? To me, the only factor I see change was that gas prices went up. So people are already irritated when they leave the pump. They just put their last $40 in there, and then, you know, usually they can use that $40 for something else. They're just irritated. They're frustrated. So it's not that you're some type of wuss, or a lot of people look at you like that when you overlook drama, or you choose not to just indulge or respond to drama the way that they feel like they would have if they were in your shoes. It's that you can see a problem for a mile away. If we had more adults out here like that, who think for the long term instead of just the present tense of what makes them feel good, what makes them comfortable, what makes them feel respected, disrespected. Like, think about long term in your life. Every time you get on the road, your kids should be on your mind. Just because they're not in the car don't mean you don't have kids. But you got kids to go back home to. How you gonna get back home to them if you done got shot by a road rager? Now, some of these incidents we cannot control. Like I said, some of them get on the road knowing they're gonna kill somebody today, because they've lost their nuts and bolts, okay? So you still need to be in this type of mind frame where you are driving for others. You are watching your surroundings. You are even maybe checking the weight of traffic before you even jump on that highway. So you don't have to worry about being irritated once you run into a heavy traffic jam. And a lot of news stations will show y'all what's going on with the traffic early in the morning before you even get on the road, or in the evening. We all know 5 o'clock traffic is pretty much a thing anywhere in this country, but you still got people out here, y'all, they aggressive drivers, and they got road rage so bad, knowing that 5 o'clock traffic is going to be bad every day. So y'all make that make sense to me. Anything you could practically do to intimidate or harass another driver is pretty much considered road rage behavior. Okay? Some of y'all, they'll flip up. I'm not going to do the finger. I don't want to offend nobody, but they flip that finger up in a minute, and they don't even know you. Like, really? Screw me over a traffic decision I just made? You know, it just show you the mentality of people. But if we all really did some self-reflection, because how are our roads going to stay safe? How are we going to keep the freedoms that we have to continue to use our roadways, our tollways, our freedom of travel on the road? How are we going to keep that not only safe, but keep it as a right in this country, if people don't even know how to behave on the road, and these is most of them are grown people. I'm finna talk some statistics with y'all because they're saying most road rage incidents, most road rage incidents are inspired and started by a angry man, whether y'all want to hear it or not. So to me, I mean, I'm not saying I know everything, but in my opinion, just putting all the statistics and correlations together, men are less temper-headed. Like they're quicker to get mad about something. I don't know if it's pride or what, but do not get on the road and you know you got an anger problem, bro. Hire you a driver. Take a Uber. Cause Ubers, taxis, guys, it's probably gonna come out to just about the same amount as paying a car note, doing maintenance, and keeping up gas, keeping your tank filled up. It's gonna be the same amount anyway. So think about what's best for your life. I got a lot of people tell me all the time, you know, this place got cars on sale. This person selling a car, whatever. And I'm not saying I choose to drive at this time in my life because of road rage, but it's just amazing. Like, I had stopped driving for a minute here recently, and then I can tell y'all what I have seen since I stopped driving. The same people who's trying to convince me to hurry up and get back on the road can't explain to me why gas prices are higher. The same people who's trying to convince me to get back on the road and just travel like they do cannot explain to me why road rage incidents and percentages have risen. Okay, so it makes me think about my life, my safety a little more, right? What is it going to hurt me to catch an Uber to somewhere I need to go, catch an Uber back home? And that's not saying that the Uber driver can't become a victim of road rage, okay? But they're pretty much paid and trained not to exhibit aggressive driving behavior, or they're not going to be able to work their job. If one of their customers report to the supervisor on the app that look, this driver was driving dangerous, this driver put my life in jeopardy, they're probably going to be fired, okay? So I'm not saying, go around here reporting Uber drivers, because I love Uber and Lyft personally, but these guys are more so guys, or pay you a driver. It's still, there's always other options before you getting on the road, and you don't have the type of temper to be on the road. You are putting your life in danger level 1 every time you get in a car anyway, because a car, I don't care who doesn't want to hear it, is a death trap. You remember when the early settlers used to ride horses, even in Egypt they were riding camels. It just seems a lot simpler to get where they needed to go. Maybe by ship if it was too far away, okay? And then you got airplanes if you're going far enough away. But me with the driving and watching drivers and how they react to certain situations, I definitely pay attention to that. I would encourage you guys with kids to pay attention to that, because there's been more incidents where babies were in these cars. Just in 2022, y'all go researching on your own time. Babies are in the back seat of these cars, y'all. And you're shooting at people's cars. Maybe you don't care. You feel like the parent that was driving shouldn't have cut you off on the freeway. Listen to how they sound. Then when you're standing in court, it's like you feel stupid. Like, I'm really finna get 50 years right now cause I'm an aggressive driver. That's crazy. That's a crazy reason to throw your life away. That's just my opinion. So the term aggressive driving, or the term road rage, this is just an interesting fact, was founded in the early 1990s when a trend suddenly came about of extreme driving cases increasing. Okay, so this is not new, but if it was increasing in the 90s, we should be worried, because they're saying it's getting worse in 2022 in the country. So in the United States, this had became like a big deal. Y'all even saw the Pac story. It's like he was supposedly on the road and minding his business, leaving a party, whatever happened, but he was in a car. So to me, I wouldn't compare that to aggressive driving or road rage, but that's another example how, like, just watch your surroundings, just watch your environment even on the road. You don't know where other people's minds are at. Their whole agenda the whole time was to catch you on the road, Tupac, was to catch you, out there. Now, I'm not here to say whether it was a conspiracy or not. I just thought about that story because he is like one of those main people in life that people know, you know, they supposedly shot up the car while this man is at a red light. You know, so I thought it was something good to bring up real quick. But moving traffic offenses that endanger others is also going to be always deemed aggressive driving, okay? More road rage is more violent offenses, like I said, with the intent to actually harm others. In the past 7 years, road rage incidents caused 218 murders. So to me, murder and kill, intentional murder, conspire murder, all of that is different, right? But when we say cause 218 murders, that's like insurance companies have already came to the conclusion that road rage is always intentional. When somebody pulls their gun out, when somebody decides I'm going to use my car to ram you off the road, they know what they're doing. So yes, it's a murder, okay? And then y'all need to be careful out there with your attitudes on the road. And 12,610 injuries. Y'all like, well, injuries are not murders. These injuries probably look like somebody can't walk no more over a stupid car wreck. These injuries probably look like head and brain damage, fractured ribs and things, because somebody felt like, my little daughter was asking me a second ago, so road rage is like drunk drivers. Well, drunk can sometimes lead, like I was explaining to her, drunk and alcohol and drugs. This is why nobody should be driving under the influence. But yes, drunk is some of the main ones, and you know, traffic patrollers, laws, everybody already know this. When you're drunk, you're not in your right state of mind. Even if you drink a little bit, you're still not, you know, you might just feel more free about what you feel on the road and might care to exhibit that at any given time. Y'all don't know who just had a shot of whiskey or drank some wine before they got on the road, do you? You just out there trying to get to where you need to go. But we're just talking about coming up with new ways. Like, I'm not a traffic controller. This is not my job. I don't get paid to do it. But as a civilian, as a licensed driver out here, it's like, seems like it's time to think about us talking as civilians of ways that we can work on ourselves to lessen these deaths and injuries on the road. Now, something like drunk driving, okay, a lot of people have unfortunately lost their lives to people who just decided to be under the influence. That's still a factor too. We're talking about 45% of fatal wrecks and injuries on the road being just road rage in general. So that means a person doesn't have to be drunk. That means a person doesn't have to be under the influence of any drug. They just got road rage, or they doing something. They got something in the car they know they shouldn't have, so they trying to move a certain way. You think a person like that really would be more careful driving, but yeah, they be trying to get to their destination and make sure they don't get. So they willing to move any type of way on the road. But me, I would be as careful as a driver as possible. So I don't know. I guess we all built different. But I hope I said that already. Running late is the leading reason of aggressive drivers. I got somewhere to be. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm side swiping through traffic. I'm switching lanes. I'm blowing my horn. And you just feel like you're going to do that your whole way to work, and nobody might not retaliate. That's a dumb way to think. Now you're scared because they're shooting at the back of your car. So let's be careful out here, guys. This is not a long segment at all. I just wanted to get on here and speak my piece about it. Y'all go check that out. You know, it's very unfortunate. In 2021 alone, 30 deaths and 1,800 injuries. That's crazy. We're talking like nationwide. 30 deaths is still too many. Just because somebody got mad and wanted to shoot at a car. But that story I was talking about, y'all go check that out too, because the man follows her all the way into somebody's yard. I don't know, she's in a strange community. She just ended up trying to get off of the highway and get somewhere safe because the man is following her, and he runs her over. Once he catch her in an isolated enough place in somebody's yard, it didn't matter if he was running over fire hydrants, trees, anybody else in the way. This is how enraged this driver was. Okay? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel where publishing and marketing meet. Visit my website soon. Like I say, check it weekly where we'll have updates, summer writing contests, summer reading programs for the children and things like this. Just so you guys can get more active as participants, even poetry contests for the adults with cash prizes distributed to the winners. So definitely keep up with that website weekly. And until next time, thank you for your support.